Hey everyone, it's Shobit, founder of Intentional Product Manager, former product manager at Google, live with you today with one of my favorite topics, which is how do you manage your career as a product? Now, here's the sad fact. I've seen most product managers do what others tell them to do and to avoid any conversations related to their career. It's almost like they're putting all their mental energy into managing their product, but not thinking about their career at all. The only time they're thinking about their career is when they are angry, depressed, and upset about it. When they're complaining that, hey, I'm not able to get a promotion, I'm not able to succeed, I can't get that job, that's really when they're thinking about their career. And I want you to change this. Because the fact is that when I started to see some of the people who I've coached, my awesome clients, they get promoted faster than ever before. They are happier than ever before. And one PM who I work with all the time, like this person's killing it. They're being recognized. They now have two people reporting into them in the space of a few months of us working together because they consistently are now managing their career as a product. So here's what happens when you don't get this right. When you don't get this right, you'll be like most product managers who do everything that is asked of them in the hope that they'll be given the recognition. Now, these product managers, they don't have a promotion roadmap. They don't have a career strategy, and they don't even have stakeholder alignment on their career strategy. Now, tell me, if you were the product manager of such a product, which is your career, would you have been proud of managing it? One with no clearly defined narrative, no strategy, and no stakeholder buy-in. So it's time to start treating your career as a product. Because when you get that right, here's what happens. You get promoted and you get raises as a byproduct of doing excellent work. And you don't have to fight for it. You have stakeholders looking out to get you promoted as they themselves rise to the next level. And not just that, you get recognized outside. So you have recruiters who are noticing you and they are reaching out to you for amazing roles outside your company. You get invited to speak at conferences. You get recognized publicly only when you manage your career like a product. So let's talk about the 5 things that are fundamentally important, that are the major components of you managing your career like a product. Here we go. Number 1 is clarity. If you were to ask most product managers about their strategy for their product, they might tell you something coherent. In fact, they spent a lot of time thinking about it. But when you ask them about the strategy for their career, suddenly it's like, strategy? I need to have a strategy? So it all begins with one simple thing. What exactly do you need to do to get promoted? Let me repeat that. What exactly do you need to do to get promoted? And by the way, it's not just what you think. Does your manager think that? Do your stakeholders think that? Do you know exactly which projects you need to deliver? What metrics you need to move? Who else needs to buy in for you to get that promotion? Because look, if you don't, then it's sort of like you're shooting in the dark, just like a product without a strategy. You're building features without any end. It's just, hey, this customer asked, so let's build this feature, then let's build this feature. Same way, this stakeholder asked, hey, go do this project, so you went and did that. That's this, by the way, most people are doing that. So If you start making some improvements, you're already ahead of the curve. So the first one is seeking clarity on exactly what needs to happen for you to get to the next level. Number two is to start to manage your stakeholder relationships. So think of your stakeholders as your customers, right? They're the one who ultimately buy into your expertise as a product manager and say, "Yep, I am behind. I'm behind this person. They should be at the next level." So, what are they looking for? What are their needs? And it doesn't mean what they asked for in the product, but what are their needs in terms of what do they need to think about you, feel about you, know about you in order to cast their vote for you. That is about managing your stakeholder relationships. And by the way, where I see most PMs even fail is not having a sense of clarity on exactly where these relationships stand right now. There's some magic that happens when I work with PMs and help them analyze relationships and understand where do they stand right now. Once they understand this, then the steps to move them along are clearer. But not even having a framework of understanding exactly where they stand, that's where there's a lot of challenge. So if I were you, I would build that framework. I would really try to analyze where the relationships stand and then have clear steps week over week executed so you know how to build that relationship forward, how to form the impression that you want them to have. So that's number two. Manage your stakeholder relationships. Don't leave them to chance. Number three is communicate like a marketer. A lot of the PMs that I begin to work with, they say, Shobit, I am introverted. I don't want to promote myself. I don't want to do self-promotion. That's not awesome. That is not, I don't like to blab about myself. Wrong answer. Because of a few reasons. Number one, you got to think like a marketer, right? So now we have built the product, we understand what customers need, but if there's no path to market, would that product be successful? Absolutely not. Nobody would know about it, even if it's the best product in the world. Well, why don't people know about you? And by the way, for anyone who thinks that this is self-promotion, keep in mind two things. First of all, there's other people who are doing that. They're promoting themselves. And by not promoting yourself in the right manner, you are letting yourself down. But even more, you are letting your team down. Your team had done all this awesome work. And in promoting yourself, you are also not promoting their work. And by the way, when I've seen product managers start to promote, and by promote, I mean talk about their work, market their work, their stakeholders themselves now get something to talk about to their managers. And it's like a culture of celebration and sharing what worked suddenly emerges in the organization. So by not communicating, you're not just doing something wrong for yourself, you're doing something wrong for your entire team. So you got to start to think about communicating about your career as a marketer would market their product. A good marketer. That's number three. Number four is related. It's to change your mindset. So I know you've heard about mindset from me many times, but the mindset of self-promotion. You have got to realize that it is something that is for the good of your team, the world, your organization, your customers, and by not doing it, you're doing everyone a disservice, related to the last point. But before anything, just like you must have heard this from me many times if you watched any of my lives. Life and success is always 80% psychology and 20% strategy. So it's not just about how you do it, it's how you think about it, how you think about the world, how you think about yourself, how you show up. Your psychology matters as much as, actually, many times more than your strategy. And so change your mindset, change your psychology about self promotion, about career growth. That will make a huge difference. And then, last but not least, a point that is related to this one is to ask for the promotion, is to ask and be clear about what your goals in your career are and share them with your manager, with the company, with everyone. Because look, when we put our goals out there, the universe, it aligns itself to help us meet our goals. As I've built up intentional product manager to a stage where just like clients are flowing in, where I'm blessed and honored to serve some of the most amazing PMs, where I was like, wow, this person's taking my help, really? But I'm able to do that from a place of confidence, not because I'm better than them, because I specialize in coaching. I know how to coach product managers. But the point is that for the longest time, I was afraid to ask for it. I was afraid to share my ambitions with the world, both as a product manager in the past and then also as a coach, as a teacher. And what was happening was things didn't work out. But when I became 100% clear about my goals, my intentions, things start lining up in the world. People start reaching out. And so that's why you gotta ask for what you want from your career. You gotta ask of your manager, of other stakeholders in the organization, of the world outside. And you gotta ask repeatedly. Because you know what? The world listens to you, but it takes a little bit of time. It doesn't react at the first go, and you have to ask over and over again and be firm. So stand in your power, stand firm for what you want as the next step in your career and where you want to get to. That is like, that's basically like when you launch a product. It's not that everyone just starts buying it like crazy. It takes time for the market to understand it, to start to use it. So you got to give. And if in the middle you change the product completely, the market is confused again. Same way, ask for what you want, stand firm in the power that you're delivering, and keep going. And if you need my help, which 90% of people do, they benefit so much. You know how to apply, how to work with me, shobitchuk.com/apply. I'll post a link before, but let's sum up. You got to manage your career as a product. And for that, you need to do 5 things. First of all, gain clarity. Just like how somebody who's building a product needs a clear strategy, you need a clear strategy for your career. You got to manage your stakeholder relationships, because they are your customers. And you got to go figure out what they need and make that happen. Then you got to tell the world, you got to communicate about your achievements, promote yourself like a marketable promoter product. You have to start to change your mindset. You cannot believe that asking for stuff is wrong. You cannot believe that self-promotion is wrong, because that mindset itself is wrong. And then last but not least, you got to ask for what you want, ask for where you want to go in your career, and you got to stand firm in your power and ask repeatedly, because the market takes a while to catch up and know about your product. And last but not least, you already know, but I'll tell you, which is I'm on a mission to help product managers succeed in their career, to get to that next level. And I want you to succeed beyond your wildest dreams. In order to allow me to do that, you first have to set up a call with me. Use the link shobitchuk.com/apply. Also go watch my masterclass. Make sure you do these actions. There'll be a small application. I can't help everyone. So for some people, I might turn you away and say, sorry, this is not a good time for us to chat. That's completely fine. But For those I can help, I will certainly speak with you. We'll figure out what's going on. We'll build a step by step plan on helping you succeed in your career. And if there's ways I can specifically fit into that plan, I'll show you how. Either ways, you'll have a plan. Look forward to speaking to you, and thanks for watching.